Hello, BookTube. This is Lindy. I watched a great panel last week. It was the Giller Power Panel. This is a regular series that Scotiabank Giller has been doing online. And for Black History Month, they did one that was called AfriCanLit, Contours and Conflicts. And it is available that you can still watch it online, so I'll include a link down below. But one of the things that quite excited me was that at the end, the moderator, who was the publisher from Dundurn Press, Scott Fraser, he asked everybody to mention a lesser-known Black author that the panelists recommend. And I had only read or even heard of one of these suggestions, and that was Donna Bailey Nurse. She suggested anything by Suzette Mayr. I'm a big fan of Suzette Mayr. She's from Calgary, and her most recent book is Dr. Edith Vane and the Hares of Crawley Hall. And it's a campus novel mixed with horror. And it's fantastic. Many, many hares, wild hares. So another person on the panel was the author Francesca Ekwassi, and she wrote Butter Honey Pig Bread. And her recommendation is a book called Worthy of Love by Andre Fenton. And it's about a boy who's of mixed ethnicity, and he is tired of being bullied for his weight, and he decides to do something about it. Another panelist was Antonio Michael Downing, and he had two books to recommend. And one is a book of poetry by Canisia Lubrin. The only book of hers that I've read so far, sorry, Frida, is Voodoo Hypothesis, and I found that one pretty difficult. Made me feel a little bit stupid because I wasn't getting it. But then when I heard her read in person, and this often happens with poets, when I hear them live, then their words start to make sense to me. And so anyway, the book that Antonio recommends is the Dyzgraphxst. And everybody else on the panel was like nodding and going, yes, yes, yes. So I'm definitely going to try that one. And he also recommended a book by Rinaldo Walcott called On Property. The subtitle is Policing Prisons and the Call for Abolition. And it's funny that since then, I've heard Rinaldo Walcott has come up in conversation or, things that I'm reading a few times. I think most recently in the book Border and Rule by Harsha, Walia. I think he writes about the intersection of being Black and queer a lot. I'm not sure, but I am going to, I've added him on my list of authors to check out, and certainly that book as well. And then the final panelist was H. Nigel Thomas, and he recommended The Fire That Time. The subtitle is Transnational Black Radicalism and the Sir George Williams Occupation. And the authors, or the editors, because I think it's a collection of essays, it's Nalini, Mohabir, and Ronald Cummings. He's got to take over. Sorry about that. Speaking of occupation, It's about the Black student protest in 1969 and I think the start of the Canadian civil rights movement. Yeah, so that's another good one to check out. And then the moderator, Scott Fraser, so he recommended a book that he's really excited that's coming out from Dundurn Press, not until September though, and it is called Jade is a Twisted Green, and it's a debut. The author is Tanya Turton, and he described it as a queer Black woman coming of age in Toronto. So this is just a quick little video to let you know about those recommendations if you're interested in something like that. I know I certainly am. And I will see you tomorrow for my Friday reads. Bye.